is Jenny Lynn, and this is my channel, and we're gonna pick some things for the next artwork.
The way I see it, art is in everything. My name is Jenny Lynn, and I am a quirky green-haired artist living in Western New York. And this is my variety show. So come along with me and see what's inside the artful world of Jenny Lynn.
It's a good thing that I am not attempting to be a singer on here, because no, I'm not a singer. I'm not a very good singer. I mean, I can sing, but it's pretty terrible. But I do it anyway because it's fun. All right, the first selection today is going to be the color purple. Purple is fun. I like purple. Still haven't picked my favorite color yet, though. And the creature that is going to go with or be surrounded by the color purple is going to be, let's just pick one slip of paper. A sea serpent! Woohoo! See, a purple sea serpent. Ooh, that might be really kind of pretty. Yay, sea serpent, sea serpent. I'm very excited about the sea serpent. I'm very excited about all of them, though. So, without further ado, we're gonna get started. So, do that thing and keep on watching.
I'm designing a really fun sea serpent. So, as you watch, you will notice that I kept adjusting his mohawk. You see, he's got a cool mohawk. I think I changed his mohawk more times than I've actually changed my own hair in the last 5 years. But I did settle on a design that I was really, really happy with, and you will see it. It's pretty awesome.
So, those for you who don't know what a cryptid is, it's a noun, and it's an animal that has been claimed to exist, but never proven to exist. So now we're going to talk about another fairly I would say, more than fairly well known. This is actually a super well known fearsome critter, cryptid, whatever you want to call it, and it's the sea serpent, or sometimes otherwise known as a sea dragon. And these are described in many mythologies all over our whole world. Global. I was trying to be cool, but so all over the globe, the whole entirety of this blue ball. There are stories about sea dragons, sea serpents, whatever you want to call them. And so one particular Norse belief was that there was a sea serpent that was long enough to wrap around the entire globe, which is a pretty darn long critter if you ask me. And you know, most of the stories of the sea serpents are, of course, probably a mixture of tall tales and mistaking real animals for marine monsters. So there is something that exists in the real world that has been proven to exist, and it is called the oarfish. And for those of you who got the internet, go ahead and look that up. The oarfish is scary looking. They grow to be about 36 feet long, and they swim kind of like a snake at the ocean surface. They do look really, really scary, but I guess they're harmless. So you don't have to worry. Don't have to worry. And that's what I got on sea serpents. Hope you guys learned something.
Purple! So much purple! I had fun playing with different shades and tones in this particular one. And as I go, you will see probably every single possible color of purple in this painting.
And now it is time for What in the Heck is Jenny Eating? And I am still working my way through the last few pieces of candy and other strange treats from Japan. And overall, I would say, not a fan of the fish, dried fish or seaweed from Japan. Those are terrible. But today, we are going to try something that actually has a bit of English on the package, so I have a little bit of a clue. And it says Choco Snack, which we know that is probably chocolate. And it kind of feels... almost feels like a very cylindrical type cracker. But we're gonna open it up, maybe. Oh yeah! Oh, it's got actual chocolate on it too. So, in line with a few of the other, snacks I've tried from Japan, this design seems fairly popular, where it's very cylindrical. It's got a hole all the way down the middle, and I've had one that was like a cheesy poof, and then I've had another that was like very corn flavored, with the consistency of a cheesy poof. So I am wondering if this is just a chocolate covered version of those other things. So, smells good. You know what it smells like? It smells like Hershey's. Let's try it. Oh man, this actually tastes like Cocoa Puff cereal. It's really, really good. I'm sure I've got chocolate in my teeth. Whenever I'm on camera, I try to be very careful as I'm talking, not to have like a whole, you know what I mean? Like have it very self-conscious. Getting this all in my teeth, but it tastes great. I really like it. I think that if the chocolate coating maybe was a little bit thicker, I'd like it a little bit better, because it's just such a light, and maybe that's just a cultural thing, because over here in the States, we have chocolate bars that are like this big, you know what I mean? So maybe over there in Japanese culture, you know, they just do, I noticed like a lot of their snacks are small, like their portions are a lot different. But I've heard that from people that have traveled from other countries in the United States. You're like, you guys eat like huge portions and everything's so big. And I'm just like, yeah, that's how we do. And in other places, they have, you know, their snacks, their drink sizes, their meals are all a little smaller. So maybe that's just part of it. Maybe it's just the American in me going, I want more chocolate. I don't know. I've been conditioned, I guess, but it tastes wonderful. I'd definitely give it a 5 out of 5. Reminds me of eating Cocoa Puffs. And now I want to go buy some Cocoa Puffs, because I love Cocoa Puffs. I haven't had Cocoa Puffs in like feels like a million years, like a really long time. All right, so with that said, I'm gonna finish my treat, and you guys, please keep on watching.
I am using golden paints. I'm using some of the fluid acrylic in this and also some of the heavy body paint. I kind of mixed them together, and I found that I was able to kind of make my own sort of medium fluid, I guess you would say. And if you look in the background, you will see little tiny containers. Those are my paint savers. I absolutely love them. I just started using them, and it allows me to mix custom colors and seal it up, and that way I actually don't waste as much paint as I used to. So that's awesome.
All right, it is time for another top 5 list. So this time I'm gonna hit you with my top 5 long series. So like series that are on TV, on Netflix, what have you. My first number 1 favorite series is American Horror Story. And I absolutely love that one because it's kind of got everything in it in the horror genre that I absolutely love. So it's got, you know, scary things, it's got elements from actual, you know, history, but the show likes to put a spin on it. So there are serial killers in the show, but a lot of times the writers take some interesting, fun liberties with the characters, and I actually really enjoy how they approach that. And yes, that is a show that is for a mature audience, so, you know, not for kids, but it's actually really, really good. I find it very, very entertaining, and I'm excited because I think they're going to do, I'm hoping they come out with, I think it's season 10. Yeah, 10 seasons. They've been going pretty strong with that show, but I really enjoy it. I think the acting is really good, and yeah. So if you're into like scary stuff, definitely check that one out. Number 2 is another mature show for adults, but it's super, super good for so many different reasons, and that is Peaky Blinders. And I believe that's on Netflix right now, so if you're into like period pieces that, you know, have like gangster stuff going on, definitely check that out. I'm a big Tommy Shelby fan. I love Tommy Shelby. He's the best. He's awesome, but the, you know, wardrobe is really, really good. The filming is really, really awesome. The music's pretty different. It's not really what you would expect for a period piece. So there are things in it that kind of surprised me, but I actually like how it's done. So yeah, Peaky Blinders if you're into gangster stuff. Number 3, I'm sad that it's over, but I really enjoyed Game of Thrones. So if you're into that sort of like, you know, fantasy kind of world and dragons and you haven't seen it, again, it's an adult show. I mean, there's language, there's nudity, there's things like that in Game of Thrones, but the story is really awesome. The effects are really good. The acting is fantastic. So there's a lot of reasons why Game of Thrones is awesome. I could probably list all the reasons why I love Game of Thrones for hours, but I'm not gonna go into that. I'm sad that it's over. I heard they were doing spin-offs of Game of Thrones. I am kind of skeptical as to whether or not I'm gonna like that, but we shall see. I'll give it a chance. The last 2 on this list are older shows. Number 4 is MASH. So if you haven't seen MASH, start at number 1 and watch the whole thing. It is definitely worth it. It is a super awesome show. There's a lot of different things going on in there. I mean, there's like, you know, drama and seriousness in MASH, but there's also quite a lot of comedy mixed in. And I love the acting. So if you're into, you know, war, drama, comedy things, definitely check MASH out. It's a really, really long one. So it does take quite a bit of time to get through, but it's definitely worth it. And the last one on this list is Boston Legal. Absolutely love Boston Legal. That's another show that's a bit older, but it also does a similar thing to what MASH did, is there's like serious drama, kind of courtroom lawyer life stuff going on, but there's also quite a lot of comedy in it. And I have a thing for James Spader. I think he's a fantastic actor. And so that's what really sucked me into actually watching Boston Legal was Mr. Spader, and his performance is fantastic. So if you're into, courtroom comedy / drama type shows, definitely give Boston Legal a try. So there you go, guys. And if you have any very, very favorite, I like long series, shows that have been on. So if you have anything you think I should binge watch, definitely leave that down in the comment section. And yeah, so there you go. Please keep on watching.
If you see the texture that I put on there, I actually did that with a paper towel, and I kind of made the paint kind of watered down and very wet, and then I dabbed it on there just to kind of give that really cool kind of murky dark water effect.
All right, I got a question for you. All right, today I want to know from you, my dedicated audience, I want to know what is the worst date you have ever been on. I want to hear about it. I want you to tell me the stories down in the comment section below. And please be sure that you keep it PG. If you have any really, really, really bad stories, feel free to send them to me in a private message, because I don't want anybody getting in trouble or getting any strikes against you for, bad language or anything weird like that. So if you do tell a story about a terrible date, please keep it family friendly. And I will tell you guys, I've been on some really great dates in my life, and I've been on some really terrible dates in my life. But I think the worst dates I was ever on was I went on a date with a guy, and the entire date, all he did was literally cry and complain, and he was sad because he had recently broken up with a girl, and so the entire time I had to listen to this guy, and he actually literally cried, and it was extremely sad, and I felt bad for that guy, but it was just too much. It was too much. It was bad. But needless to say, that didn't go anywhere. And that was a really long time ago, and I hope that person felt better and got over that, because Anyway, so I want to hear what your worst date is. Let me know in the comment section below. And with that said, please keep on watching.
So in this, I also use my brush to add a little bit of texture, kind of in the middle and a little bit in the foreground. And if you get real close to this one, you'll notice there are a lot of little dots. I do enjoy using a stippling effect to do some shading occasionally. It's a lot of fun.
we have the purple sea serpent, which I made to look very much like a punk rocker because a lot of fish have really cool fins and different things on their heads. And so sometimes when I see a fish and I see that they have some cool headgear or whatever, I kind of think, hey, that looks like a mohawk. So I took that opportunity and turned him into a punk rocker. So I gave him a little face tattoo with an anchor, and I pierced one of his gills and did a very exaggerated, mohawk fin type thing on the top of his head. And in this world, I wanted it to be something that was like really deep in the ocean, because some of those creatures are so cool. Like the anglerfish is my personal favorite from the deep. So I wanted to do something with the sea serpent that also had elements that were like those very creepy, like almost from another world or horror movie type fish. So that's where a lot of the inspiration from the face came from. And I wanted him to be surprised to see an underwater craft, and maybe the people on the craft are just as surprised. So there's like this shock going on, like, whoa, what is that? They're both probably saying that. So that's kind of a little bit of the humor that I put into this one. And I did challenge myself again to go further with lighting. So you'll see from the submersible craft that there's light coming from that's illuminating the face of the sea serpent. And then the tail of the serpent goes off into the distance, and so that gets darker. So I really, really challenged myself, and I'm very, very happy with how it came out. And if you love this guy, he's going to be up in my store. I got prints and stickers and all kinds of other cool merch. If you really love him, please consider buying something. It definitely helps me out. And with that said, I appreciate you watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and check out my links. And I will see you next time. Bye.